where they're gonna pick a support, a position 5 support, I think. Shadow Demon, Dazzle, AA, Oracle, Chen, all the position 5 supports ban. So the only one with save available is like Venge or Phoenix. Or they go for the Nyx. Or the Nyx is a position 5. I guess Nyx can be position 5 too. And then you have a Death Prophet safe lane, Puck plus Mars off lane. That could work. And the Nyx is great against the Ember. Sort of decent against the Pango. You can spike character as a swashbuckle. And there you go. The win condition here for EHOME appears, the PL. So Ember is going to be the supporting core here. And they have to figure out what they need to ban so the PL gets doesn't really get counted. LGD needs most likely gonna pick like a mid hero. Some Elk, maybe. Some Lash. Not so sure about Lash.
If they pick up the Shrek, could they put it safe lane, still have the Death Prophet mid, or even put it mid and throw the Death Prophet safe lane? Because it could push. I've seen a couple 5 pucks.
Doesn't matter. I think it depends on the matchup. They could do either way. It's fine. Like Nyx plus Lash could be a safe lane. Puck and Mars off lane, and DP mid. If Amber is mid, it really depends on what EHOME is going to pick next. Then they can plan ahead after looking at the pick. Then EHOME just needs like a general hero. Either they decide Pango will be the off lane and they pick another support, or they vice versa, or they have Pango as a support and pick another off. I mean, I could see a hero like Beastmaster working. Beastmaster is okay. Gives their lineup like an initiate. But if they want more team fight, there's Tide. But I'm not sure about picking Tide without seeing your lane. Could be problematic. I mean, there's the Underlord again. I mean, there's Darkseer. Oh, yeah, I guess maybe not Darkseer. That's a Nyx. That's annoying. But I remember because we saw a game, Darkseer passed Pangolier lane, and they won the game.
5 seconds.
Yeah, we weren't certain if the Darkseer was going to be as effective as it was, and it ended up being.
It was okay. I wouldn't say it was great, you know.
I think it did perform better than I thought it would. But that's also probably a bit biased because they did win the game. Like, if they had lost, I think it would have been like, God, that Darkseer had no impact.
Yep, good ban. The Elk. Very good ban. It's going to stop the win condition heroes. Limit one of the win condition heroes. So for EHOME, there's one more option. I think Brewmaster could be decent. It's going to give them some control, and in the team fights, you can toss the DP up in the air, wasting the ultimate. That could be an option. It's going to be a front line for them, like a body, so he's going to stand in front and tank the damage. I mean, they are thinking so long, so it might be some weird hero coming out.
PSG.LGD.
And there's the Nature's Prophet.
Not exactly a weird hero, but it's a lane dominator, so it's gonna. If the Puck is position 5, he's gonna have a hard time dealing with Nature's Prophet. Same for Nyx, but I think you rather the Nyx deal with the Nature's Prophet, and you go with maybe a Leshrac safe lane to deal with the creeps. I think Leshrac could be an answer against PL and could deal with the pressure that Nature's Prophet is gonna put in the lane, and it would give them a lot of push, so they could end the game before PL is gonna come alive. Like Storm. Oh, this is actually even better. It deals with PL. It's a PL counter. It's really good against Nature's Prophet as well. And the only thing you're worried about, really, this game is the chains from the Ember Spirit. And you can solve it by getting a yield early on the Storm. And you Probably would never die. And this is an excellent win condition hero right there. Safe lane is going to be Death Prophet Nyx. I think they should be able to deal with the Pangolier and Nature's Prophet. And the Puck plus Mars, I think certainly would hold their ground against the Lich PL. They should be able to pressure the PL a little bit. So I think overall, I'm going to favor LGD here with that. In the last pick, that Storm.
Yeah, it ends up moving the Death Prophet in the safe lane. You've got the Storm played by Somnus now over mid. Old 11 on this Mars, X Nova on the 5 Nyx. And the 4 Puck coming in. So the control for LGD, I feel like it's certainly there. And you're going to have eventually a Blink Dagger on Old 11. That initiation with the Blink as well as the Arena. Storm Spirit can come in from quite the distance. They can even use the Storm Spirit in conjunction with the Nyx Assassin, Vendetta. Get that vision for a Storm Spirit jump. It seems like there's a lot here to play well around the map for LGD. And fast and loose for them, potentially.
Prepare for battle.
I mean, I talked a little bit about how EHOME, I think, prefers to play if they put nothing to say on the win condition hero. Because so far I've seen like I think that Silas movements have been really good on those like Lycan. Those he can move around to do. But we haven't really seen the same kind of rotation from nothing to say when he's playing the supporting core. So we'll see if this game there's gonna be any. And he's always like dying. Also, like he's dying on the lines a lot. He's playing around the dangerous areas. So we'll see how he does this game. EHOME has both their supports top to try to secure the runes. Should be two. And once again, 011 scouting for mid lane ward. He did this the last game.
The battle begins.
So let's see what LGD can do. They set up Old 11 in the off lane. No lane swaps coming in from LGD. And it doesn't look like there's going to be a lane swap either from EHOME as they take back this outpost. Bounty runes ended up being 2 apiece. So we sit here even so far. We'll see how this lane can do of the Death Prophet as well as the Nyx Assassin. Nyx Assassin level 1 going mana burn.
Wait, what? Against Nature's Prophet? Is it worth it? How much did he burn? Like 180? So he wants to limit the treants. We'll see if it's gonna turn out to be worth it for the lane. It's very interesting. I kinda like the idea, but I'm not sure if it's gonna be worth it.
It is pretty costly though for the Nyx Assassin too.
Yeah. I'm not
100
sure
mana
if
on the
it's worth
300
it.
mana pool.
But the DP should be able to last it better if there's no treants in the lane. So we'll start to see the effects of it, because right now the Nature's Prophet has ran out of mana. So he has to ferry. I mean, if he gets level 2, he could easily TP back to base and refill his mana and come back. So it depends what he wants to do here. Mid lane, Storm against Ember, this lane is going to be Storm favored. Storm is going to have a upper hand in this lane. He should farm a little bit more than the Ember Spirit, because you can always break the Flame Guard if you're Static Remnant and Overload. And for bot lane, like I said, the Puck and Mars should be able to pressure the PL over time once they get more levels. So far so good for the Puck and Mars. They did not start with a headdress though on the Puck. He went for stat items and more regen.
Sylar. Meaning Rift comes in from FY just to stop that charge out. They'll use that salve. So far, 10-2 here for the Phantom Lancer to the 11-1 of Old 11. But towards top, Jinkyu, Cryptstorm comes in. Chalice gets the kill and grabs first blood. Level 2 it was into the Impale here for the Nyx Assassin. Who, I mean, those two skills alone, especially with how much he was harassing on the mana burn, is just so costly for his own mana pool. He only has 315 mana. It seems like it's so limited in the harassment coming in from a mana burn. Ooh, but a rotation over mid, and it ends up being, Jinkyu to come over. He dies. He does exactly what you've talked about a couple of times. Dies, comes mid, fill my bottle. You've done your job. It's okay that you died top. You filled my bottle, and we got a kill over mid.
Bonus kill, you know? He has a bonus kill.
Usually it's just a bottle fill, but this one, you get the kill. You feel that much better. It's tactical feeding.
So you see the Ember, not losing his Flame Guard yet. They need to use one more Overload. No, actually, well, I thought 2 procs of Overload I think he missed the Static Remnant, that's why he couldn't remove the Flame Guard. But the lane should still be dominated by Storm, even though he died once. Runes, can he refill his bottle? Roll of the dice. Okay, so the Storm is not going to refill his bottle, but he has more HP and mana in the lane right now. Ember does not have anything, so he's going to get... He needs to wait for another support to die to refill his bottle. Oh, there we go, that's a solve. Thank you very much. Can someone please just die right now so I can refill my bottle?
I think both teams are kind of asking that. Innocent sitting low. Mars, though, probably not the hero you want to die, as he'll show up back to his own lane. Jinkyu made the rotation. Faith Beyond also coming over. Spear out, as well as the Waning Rift. It's a silence onto 3, as well as the stun onto a couple, but... I mean, they still lose FY. FY should be able to go mid and then refill that bottle, but it's still not for another 13 seconds.
Yep, bounty runes. 2 apiece, I guess. Ember should be able to get the top runes. No, actually 3 for LGD. TP is doing the slave job, but secures his team the extra bounty rune. And catapult waves are spawning. There's a Nature's Prophet on EHOME, so let's see if they can use that +1 with the catapult to get some top.
Nothing to say. That's the remnant away. Alright, came pretty close. They're going to go on pressure Old 11 once again. See if they can grab the kill onto this Mars and only early level into the bulwark. As the Impale hits on the Faith Beyond. He also rotated Illusory Orb over 2 heroes, and they'll jaunt over, but now the Storm's going to be joining this fight. So they'll have the Ball Lightning, the extra damage coming in from Somnus, the Electric Vortex, God's Rebuke to get at least 1. Nothing to say, though. He's the second one to rotate, and he's going to capitalize on the low heroes here on LGD. He gets 2. And now can he get a 3rd? Potentially on the Somnus. Swashbuckle comes in. Ball Lightning getting some distance, but he's got the Remnant to keep up. Phase shift, and now nothing to say with the help of Jinkyu. Might be able to get the kill, but all the Waiting Rift in the Illusory Orb. Can he get Jinkyu as well? Tell me he can. He will. FY. The god. Saving his Storm.
Storm is the master of knowing his limits there. He knew how much he could push the hero. That was excellent play, baiting the Ember in. Like for one moment I thought the Ember had the kill. But no. Storm knew how much he could tank. It's a regen rune, but Storm is back at base right now. So big win for Dyer there. So what happens right now? EHOME has level 6 on the Nature's Prophet this time. He has the Wrath. So we'll see whether they can try to use this Wrath to turn things around. He has to be the Ember trying to rotate somewhere and use the Wrath. Let's see, where can he go? Probably bottom lane. Top lane is going to be... I think he should move to bot. Like, Pierre is under a lot of pressure here in front of the tower. The Ember should be looking to rotate right now after he finishes this camp. No. Alright, he's going back to... this is... the Wrath there, almost taking out the Mars.
Mars will fall, or will he? I always hate dealing in those ultimatums, but he gets away, and the ball ending over. There's the electric vortex, and once again, Somnus at right place, right time. Old 11 doesn't die.
You already know what I'm gonna say. Look at who rotated. The Storm rotator and the Ember who had... He was nearby, he was here. He elected to go back to his lane to take that one wave of creep. But Storm elected to move here and give his support level. This lane should have been like levels for the support, and the Ember should... That was a big time rotation there by Somnus. I mean, this is why I'm telling you that I actually prefer they have the wing. Nothing to say, because he doesn't really like to make the rotation, or he doesn't know how to make the right rotations. It's better that Syla is the one making the rotations, but in this game he can't. He's a PR. So a big loss there from Radiant. Let's see if they are able to recover from it. Mid lane, Storm, another rotation.
Oh, wow. Can they get the kill? Yes, they can. Innocent instead. FY grabbing another. He's sitting here 2-1 and 2. Somnus, he's 2-1 and 4. It's been good rotations from LGD, and this is something we've seen in a couple of matchups where like teams play the map so much better. We're seeing a lot of that here from LGD, especially coming out from Somnus on the side.
And now you see FY getting level 6 from the lanes, and now he's moving. Like, they're taking turns, right? Storm clears the mid wave. Puck is in position to set up for a kill at top with the leash. So this is just really good moves all around from LGD. Very efficient move. See, Ember Spirit is once again in his lane. They pop the glyph, trying to delay the Ember from clearing the wave because the Bounty Ruins is coming.
See that Storm leading the way in the net worth. He's going into that Bloodstone early on. How's the Death Prophet doing? Second in net worth. Chalice going into the Yule, so he's not having a terrible game. And you can see, you look at where the PL is, just slowed down pretty heavily from the rotations.
Dire's gonna get double outpost. This is a huge blow for the Radiant supports.
Nothing to say.
Oh.
Remnant does
That was
get
close.
the
Very
iron.
close. Top lane.
is under attack.
And this is something that's just a kick in the face when you're down, is getting both outposts at the 10-minute mark. It is such a bad feeling to know that you're behind and then get that, feeling of we just lost two outposts.
Alright, the game is gonna start to get harder and harder. It's just 1k never difference so far, but with the XP advantage, the supports are gonna start to make a difference here. Dire senses that they are way stronger. They're gonna come and take this fight. DP has no ultimate, no extra points saved, but they have the Mars Arena here. Nyx is also here. Where Storm has TP? Yes, Storm has TP. Puck does not have TP. And Radiant is very afraid to commit for this tower.
Structures are fortified.
They know they're behind, so not taking any risks.
Has been denied.
And right now, let's see if Dire can rotate and get the bottom top. Nyx is level 6 after the tomb. Do they have the backup here?
They've got Dreamcoil ready to go, and they'll drop that down
Nice.
on two of these heroes. The Waning Rift follows it up. Good combination coming in from the Dire. They'll get the kill onto the Ember Spirit. Now they look over at Faith Beyond, who needs to run. Phase Shift, Wrath of Nature, Frost Shield, as well as the Chain Frost coming in. That bounces over to the backlines to Somnus. The Impale hits onto Faith Beyond, but they get the kill onto the Nyx Assassin. And the other two heroes on LGD will retreat, but towards top doing
lane.
some damage on a Sylar and pressuring him behind the tier 1.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
And here comes the Death Prophet. After she took the top tower, she moves, joins the fight. Still has some duration on the Exorcism, but don't think they can use that to get on the tower here. But all in all, good trade. Trading the Nyx for Ember here. Great for LGD. And the Ember is going to once again TV towards bot lane to try to fight and make some space for PL at top.
Swashbuckles rolls the Remnant forward. Rolling Thunder hits onto the Death Prophet. Exorcism no longer there. Faith Beyond TP's right next to the tier 1. But they've got the Arena. However, this doesn't lock up the Ember Spirit as well as the Pangolier. They're trying to get the kill on the Chalice. He's got the Spirit Siphon. The Searing changes out as well as the Remnant right on top of him. They'll get the kill on the Chalice, but they'll lose Xingqiu. Now they'll lose Innocent. But Dream Coil is back up and available for FY. So he's leashed up and out of mana, out of time, and out of health. They also kill off Faith Beyond, so a 4-for-1 situation for LGD that they are very happy to take.
Yeah, this is like the PL thing. PL can't really fight. So Daya is fighting with 5 heroes, and Raiden is only fighting with 4. And on top of things, the PL went for a put, so he's gonna be useless for another 5-10 minutes. He won't be coming to any of those fights. And Raiden has to be fighting with 4 heroes and trying to make the most out of it. I think they have to be careful not to overcommit right now. They keep trying to fight with the Wrath and the Pangolier ultimate, but it's a numbers game right now because LGD can fight with 5 heroes. So if they can't fight, they have to look more towards cutting waves, play the map, push out the lanes, place deep wards, and try to move them around that way rather than trying to fight them head on. The plan has to be altered.
All of a sudden, LGD's got themselves a 4,000 net worth lead, and it's a lot of the movements around the map that has been benefiting them. We've seen some of it from EHOME, and Nothing to Say finally getting involved a little bit more, but it was the early lack of rotations that I think hurt him a little bit.
Yep, he doesn't know when he should rotate. He knows he needs to rotate, but he's not sure when. That's what I feel right now. And 40 minutes ruin. Amber gets the Invis, a small victory, I guess. Getting the rune, and 15 minutes bounty runes will be the next point of contention. Let's see if Raiden can get something done here. And Nyx is going to spot out the PL. No sentries here in the neighborhood. Maybe he can get a courier.
Courier is coming over, but the TP?
Yeah, he wants to secure the bounty runes.
The PO, yeah, okay. He did go hood. And that's usually that first item you'll see. Just try to have that extra magic resistance against this lineup. It's not standard, just, you guy yourself up against Storm as well as the Death Prophet and the Puck. Otherwise, it's usually just straight into the Diffusal Blade. And catching up to getting that Bloodstone and still sitting top of the net worth is Somnus. Finds himself a Nether Shawl. He's got the Faded Brooch.
That's the perfect item for him. No? Oh, he gives it to the Puck. I guess it's really good on Puck. Storm wants to keep his Faded Brooch. So still a very quiet couple of minutes here. Raiden doesn't feel like they can do much with 4 heroes. Still just trying to play the map. I think this is the correct thing for them. Daya are the ones that wants to fight, and X Nova is here.
Faith Beyond, a lot of trouble. They'll hold the Vendetta. Now finally hitting it. The Exorcism committed. Should be an easy kill onto Faith Beyond, and Crypt Swarm comes through. Chalice cleans them up. And LGD with another one, 13-8, 4,000 net worth lead, but they're clashing over mid. They've got the Arena down. Sylar, he's within this one. Ball lightning away. Dreamcore comes out onto 2 of these heroes as they've locked up the Lich as well as the Ember. Chain Frost thrown out. FY ends up dead. 4-man silence from Chalice will help to secure the kill on Innocence, but what more will it grant them? It will push back these heroes of EHOME as they pressure the mid tier 1, but not really that far forward.
Decent trade for EHOME. Even though they lost the Nature's Prophet there at top, but they managed to trade the Lich for the Puck in the middle. And PL was part of the kill, so it's gonna boost up his bank account. He needs desperately the Diffuser ASAP. He doesn't really do much in the fights. At mid lane, this Mars, they're going on him. He's pretty tanky, but there's no one to TP to mid. He has a pipe. They don't even need to help him. There's no way they kill him. And top lane, once again, Faith Beyond alone trying to. That's the thing. He needs to try to push the lane out, but because they are in a bad spot, someone has to die. When you're playing like this, you're up against a Storm and a Nyx. When you're split pushing, you have a very high possibility of dying.
Radiant's top tower.
It's a necessary risk that the Nature's Prophet has to take. They've got the sentry down. They'll get the Sinister Gaze out, and he'll miss the Impale. So a bunch of damage being done here onto the Nyx Assassin. They're rotating over everybody here from the Radiant side. They'll Remnant forward, but there's the Dream Coil coming in. The Rolling Thunder's been committed to this one. Looking for a moment to ball lightning in is Somnus. He goes to the back lines and looks after the Lich. Innocence, a couple of shots till he ends up dead. They've traded 1-for-1 so far with the Arena down, but now how are Dire going to deal with this now that they've no longer got the Arena? They've disarmed the Mars. They turn this around for a moment. They've got Exorcism in 13, but how long will this fight go on? The Silence out onto the Phantom Lancer. Now they want to move forward to get this kill. They've got the Spear as well as the Electric Vortex pulling him back in. They'll get the kill on the Siren. Now they'll look for the rest. Faith Beyond running away as well as Jinkyu. Old 11 moving forward looking for a God's Rebuke, but it's the Exorcism onto the Tier 1 tower that Chalice is going to try and claim at least the Tier 1 here over mid. However, once he sees the rest of his team moving forward, he'll do the same. They get the kill on a Faith Beyond. They take the Nature's Prophet. There's still 25 seconds without Sylar. And Chalice working with this Exorcism to continue putting pressure on mid. And they're not done. They find the Lich. They've got the damage. Might have found more than the Lich. Nothing to say, ends up dead. So does Innocence. Jinkyu forced to swashbuckle in a safety.
Oh, this got from bad to worse right now for EHOME. Like, PL didn't have Diffuser. I'm not sure why they wanted to really force that engage. Maybe he feels like if he doesn't fight, his team is just going to fall apart. Because that's what's been happening for the last couple of minutes. And he forcefully comes to the fight without a Diffuser, Hood, and a Blade of Alacrity. Like, I don't think there's much he can do in the fights. And the worst thing is he went die in the fight. I mean, nothing going correctly right now for EHOME. Everything is going wrong.
Constantly caught out and constantly found in a couple of bad positions here, especially, it's Faith Beyond, like you said, he's got to try and push out a lane. Unfortunately, LGD, they have such a great way to counter that, and now they're going to find themselves Innocence once again. I say that, it's taking a lot longer for them to kill this Lich than intended. X-Nova now on the run. We'll drop down the Arena, and X-Nova unable to run out of it before he ends up dead. The Remnant forward as well as the Searing Chains, the lock of the Mars, falling away from Somnus, so they're going to commit to letting this Mars eat this harassment.
God. How long is this going to go? Then, in the meantime, his teammates took both the outposts and 4 bounty runes. And a kill.
I've got Dream Coil, but without the Mars, without the Nyx, my
And that has to be the coolest thing in Dota right now, Bot Walk activated.
You get in that crouching stance, you put the shield in front of you a little bit tighter.
Nah, it's the sound.
And then it's just, yeah, it's the sound of eating that amount of damage.
No, it's the sound of the repeated Dragonite stun. But better.
I guess that
Dragonite stun might be louder.
Yeah, but Dragonite, is that one of the most classic stun sounds? Dragonite stun? If not the most classic stun sound?
I mean, Sand King is pretty classic. You hear the burrowing sound and impaling you on your ass.
Orchid picked up here for the Storm.
Well, some may say Culling Blade is the most satisfying sound effect in the...
But I feel like some may say Techie's Mind's Exploding is also one of the most satisfying sounds.
I know who that is. You!
Innocence gets killed. Nothing to say is going to fall as well. The BKB's been popped here by the Death Prophet, looking over at Faith Beyond. They've got the Electric Vortex out onto the Pangolier off screen. They'll buy back on the Ember. They've got the Yules out onto the Death Prophet as Old 11 continue to move forward. Silence out through onto the Phantom Lancer. They got the kill on the Jinkyu off screen. Chalice now needing to run a little bit. He's got the Spirit Vessel on him, but coming back in is this Storm, looking to clean up the rest. They'll get the kill on the Sylar, and over on the side, they finally take out Chalice, but is this too much of an overcommitment from Nothing to Say? Meanwhile, they're going to lose Faith Beyond again. Sleight of Fist, Searing Chains, but they've got themselves the clumsy net. However, they won't chase onto the high ground. It's not me, I swear. Oh, Faith Beyond. He bought back, but nothing more to follow up that impale.
Yeah, trying so hard to deny that it's making me even believe. Because how hard you are trying to deny it's not you. You remembered after all that play-by-play, you still wanted to defend yourself. You're definitely guilty.
I put a bookmark in the conversation. I can come right back to it. After a great fight like that from LGD, you open up the book again and you see it. Defending yourself as a non-techies player. Rolling Thunder, Shield Crash comes in. Faith Beyond, he'll TP forward. He's also got the Sprout to zone out X Nova. Q now going further back to go on to X Nova as the arena is committed to this one. World 11 pops the Bulwark. Yeah, after all that, he's still not going to die, and they're actually going to look over the Ember. They've got the Dream Core and the damage, but there's the Yules ball lightning in. Somnus actually joining this fight a little bit low, but they get the kill on 3 of these heroes. None of them have buyback, and continuing to go down the line looking for Faith Beyond. Electric Vortex is there. God's Rebuke, and that makes it a 4th. It's going to be a 5th. This could just be the GG call right here as they get the full team wipe.
That 8 armor talent, man, paying dividends. Usually players get greedy, you go for the 25 damage. Works really well with your God's Rebuke. But there we go. The end of the game. So I think Sylar on carry, hero, game-winning hero, not working so well for EHOME. They need to figure out how to make this combination work, because our friendly neighborhood Ember Spirit, my fellow Malaysian, he does not know when to rotate.
He starts to rotate
at the wrong times, because the way he's playing is like he doesn't understand. He knows he needs to move, but he's not sure when. And the way he's playing is also not very. Even though I coordination, but the way he plays Dota is very risky. So it's actually better for him to play the Space Maker, but he doesn't really understand when to move. So that's the problem right now. They have to try and fix. He already had this issue before when I was on his with the same team with him. But we couldn't really, he improved a little bit, but we couldn't really solve it on a consistent basis. But he still has the problem right now. Spanking from Director 8 is not enough. Spank him more.
Needs a little bit more of that discipline, and we'll see, EHOME not doing terribly in the overall grand scheme of it all, but definitely had an opportunity to take this series and ended up dropping the back 2 games. So LGD, they take the 2-1 victory, and the series following this, I don't know off the top of my head, something I should know and should have on screen ready to go, but it is, I believe, Keen Gaming against Vici. Yes, it is. So that'll be up next. I think I might be switching out for Ares, as I've dropped 170,000 frames during this time of a best of 3, which is, according to OBS, 25% of all frames have been lost. So we're going to switch it out and see if we can get somebody with a more stable ISP, as the US internet providers have continued to let me down. So we'll be back in just a moment. Probably a switch going on. Stay right there. We'll be back. See you in a bit. Oh, actually, yeah, we got 45 minutes, so we got some time. We'll be back, though.